So, episode number 3, Team Takeover Podcast. This is currently live on Jacob's Twitch. A link will be in the description. And Dale is currently trying to survive. Is there any other way to describe the way you're feeling at the minute?
I'm in a bad way, man. I'm in a bad way. It's the first time I've been out properly in like 2 years, and I haven't slept in like 40 hours, basically. So yeah, I'm in bits.
Yeah, I saw that DM come through at 3:25 my time, which would be
8 in the morning. I woke up and I saw a DM being like, "I'm just getting home," and I'm like, "I've just woke up." I was like, I went to sleep relatively late. I'm like, I literally just woke up and you sent that message. I'm like, okay, this is not happening today.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through.
Took a 30-minute nap at like 2:30.
See, this is why I did the podcast last week on Friday before I went to Spain. Because you guys heard in that one video I recorded in Spain, I was in no state.
Yeah, it sounded like your actual voice, not your YouTube voice. So that was first time we've heard that for a while on your channel.
The worst part is I tried. I tried so hard to do the YouTube voice. Like, this is my actual voice. I kind of sounded like this on Saturday morning. And then me trying to do the YouTube voice while sounding like this was, what is going on, guys? DBG here. And today, it was a bit of that. It was me putting over, it sounded like my normal voice, but I was overemphasizing words. That's kind of what I had.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's kind of what I had.
Hopefully it all works out. I mean, obviously, like last year for the podcast, like most of us were all not really doing anything on the weekends, but it's going to be a little bit tricky scheduling these. A bit tricky now that it sounds like everyone's kind of actually doing a little bit of stuff on the weekends. Yeah,
Jacob, just a heads up, you can unban this guy after the stream. He's banned.
Okay.
I will ban him anytime I'm here and we're doing this on your stream and he comes in and talks, I'm banning him.
Not a worry. Anyways, I guess probably should talk about the 2K cards and stuff. Obviously, I think Dale's a little bit out of the loop, so
yeah, barely looked at it. I mean, I was just busy. I had a bit of a 3-day weekend, so I used my time wisely. So yeah, I didn't catch any real streams on Friday or anything. I looked at the cards. I seen it was limited edition. The first one was terrible. I was just like, this one's probably gonna suck too. Lo and behold, it kind of did, except for the budget cards.
Did you just say the limited edition that had Jalen Suggs was terrible?
That was like one good card. There's like Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, but all the
Weber was good.
All the high level cards. Yeah, but no, I mean, is anyone running any of these like higher tier new cards? I've seen splashies like Jason Kidd.
PG is definitely like a staple.
Like the only usable one.
I mean, I feel like with this weekend there was a lot of decent cards, a lot of usable cards, but like for me, I just feel like I'm pretty well sorted on like my forwards and stuff. I picked up PG. I was just looking for a point guard that I could plug in, but there wasn't any. So
the best point guard that came out last week was Tyrese Maxey.
I saw you put that tweet out comparing him to Isaiah. I mean,
they're equally as good. It's just obviously you're a Pistons fan, so Isaiah's Isaiah.
Yeah, well, I don't even run Isaiah anymore. I'm running Gary Payton and Pete. It's just
Heat.
The thing is,
Pete's a bias thing. It's just, and also too, it's like he's 6'5", even with the whack of defense.
Recapture glory of 2K21, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same, but he's 6'5", so he.
But the thing is with these limited edition packs, like if you're gonna just add 2 cards to get people to rip more packs, you might as well just make them more and more gassed. So the Saturday one should be a little better. The Sunday one should be even better. Because if you were
outside of PG. The Saturday ones were okay, and PG was in all of them. Like, Tatum and Kemp sucked. No offense, Tatum and Kemp sucked. And then Marcus All was really good. Rich Jefferson was okay. And then Sabonis and Marion were the best today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how long is Marion lasting in lineups? Like, yeah, he's got a lot of badges, but that jump shot's absolutely cruised.
It's not even the pace, it's just the upper.
Better than Tatum's.
But it just looks horrible.
It's a
When are we
chess
gonna
pass
get
up.
more cards with quick timing? Because this is bad now.
The
I don't know
only
how
cards-
early we got them last year though.
We got them literally. Baron Davis, I'm pretty sure. Did he not have normal timing?
Steph have normal?
No.
Steph have
Kobe that came out on Christmas Eve had normal timing last year. Steph had quick last year. Anyone who has a release on quick in regular rosters will have a release on quick in my team.
For a while anyways.
Yeah.
I was just going back and looking today because like everyone obviously wants a point guard right now, so I was going back and looking today at the point guards we had last year at this time. Obviously Steph was way better than any point guard we have today. Deron Williams was probably better than any point guard we have today, especially because the only major flaw he had like for a point guard would be like his dribble style really, but on current gen dribble style didn't matter. He had the perfect sigs, so
By the time dribble style mattered, no one was using Darren Williams anyway.
yeah, because like next gen was out. I think it's like the 1 year anniversary of next gen today or like this week. So it's right around this time.
Can we stop calling it next gen now?
I would prefer to call it old gen.
Until people actually have the next gen consoles.
It's
And the
been a
funniest
year.
thing is everyone's like, "Oh, it's impossible to get next gen console." I'm like, "It's really not. Just get an Xbox."
You can get an Xbox, what is it, Series S for like $300.
No, do not get that console. Do not ever get an Xbox Series S. It's
Did
the
you
worst
not-
console in history.
Did you not catch DBG's stream last year when he played Park on the Series S? It was the funniest thing.
What
The
happened?
graphics
Yeah.
were like so bad.
Every comment, players didn't have eyes. Every comment was like,
Oh,
"Is
no.
this 2K mobile?" I was the only person who had a Series
That's
S
terrible.
that was streaming, and you couldn't see any because I had it set to 4K because I didn't even realize it. I had it set to 4K on a console that couldn't handle 4K realistically. It was rough.
Yeah.
I have my fridge. I didn't get the actual Xbox fridge though. I was annoyed about that. I have my fridge-looking console.
Remember the KFC console that was supposed to drop? I think Dale was the one telling me about that, weren't you?
That wasn't a console, and I'm pretty sure it did launch. It's just a PC in the shape of a KFC bucket. Like that's all it is. It's not a console.
Did the
It's like $3
PS3
grand.
grill come out? Did the PS3 grill ever come out? The grill that was in the shape of PS3.
It was a thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because remember the way they said the PS3 looked like a grill?
Was it like one of the George Foreman type grills that you could like open and like put your stuff on it, close it?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It probably looked like.
No,
Oh,
someone
yeah.
made it. Someone made it. It's not a real thing. But the Xbox fridge is a real thing. They've made Xbox has come out with an Xbox fridge.
Yeah, they did decide to make a big fridge.
Is it just
Because everyone
is it
called it a
just an
fridge.
Xbox themed fridge then? I'm assuming it's not also an Xbox, right?
No.
That'd be kind of cool if it
Imagine
was.
it was. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
But like the
It's a
Xbox
business
fridge
idea
is the
right there.
exact same look as the Xbox. It looks the exact same. It's a mini fridge.
That was the point.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But yeah, with
Like,
these
I don't know.
with these new cars, everyone's asking about Maxi over an ID better and stuff. Like right now, I feel like at the start of the year when like Matumbo and them first came out, like there was a big gap between the most expensive cards and like the lesser cards. But right now, there really isn't much of a gap, is there? With like
There's a
top
gap
cards.
between some. Like if you're asking me to compare Andrei Kirilenko to Sadiq Bey, there is a big gap. If you're asking me to compare Sadiq Bey to like, I don't know, who's like 70, 80k?
How much is 8K?
Who's the tier? Who's the tier below AK? If you're asking me to compare Sadiq Bey to Batum, there's no difference.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how
But,
much
like,
is 8K because I got mine for a buyout.
He probably
First drop.
is a buyout.
Yeah.
But like, as in the best of the best, there is still a difference. But like the guys slightly below the best, there's not. Like Matisse Thybulle is just ML Carr with a better jump shot.
Yeah.
At some point, they just got to drop a point guard, like an actual usable point guard. Like
They never will drop a point guard.
I
They're
mean,
never gonna do it. They will never drop a point
Imagine
guard.
we're still in like March and there's still no point guard that can actually move properly.
Everyone's still running Steph Curry, big diamond.
I just really don't know because most people
Curry
now are
can't
just
even
like
really move.
over it and they're running lockdown point guards and running their offense through their shooting guards.
Their
Like
shooting
I'm running
guards.
with Clay and Levine, and those are like my
Even like
People-
Clay
What?
can't really move.
Why would you-
Like,
Why did you use Levine over Herder?
Trey Burke base. I mean, I know that Trey Young base is pretty good too, but it's just comfortable with him, and he can run better. I mean, I'm running the hoop a lot, I'm dunking a lot. Not
Hold
really
on, actually,
running
what-
too much.
I'm about to create this jam around and go into freestyle because
Oh my
I just
God.
want to know
He's God.
I want to know if he can actually move. He
Oh
probably
yeah,
can.
Ja's gonna be God. Even like
Just
Splash
50 in the
Splash won't get him, but
OBS.
like Ja is God.
Yeah, I won't get him either, obviously, since my account got banned, which is tough. Which, I mean, he'd be like the point guard I'd use. So,
I mean, it is tough, but I mean, you can't say it wasn't deserved.
no, I know what I signed up for. It's just
like,
it's annoying. That's all.
Yeah, that's one of the things where it's like I remember they did it years ago to people, and they got really angry about it, and it's just like you really can't like.
Yeah. Oh,
Dale is now his PlayStation.
Dale is now gameplay.
I don't know why I did that. Hold on. We are now back in the room. Yeah, I just switched because I plugged my Elgato in so I could go check this out.
The thing about it is the only cards currently that I don't have on my new account that like I would have still in the lineup is Silas and Carmella. And you can just replace Silas and Carmella with cards like PG or AK. Like swap them out. It's fine. It's not even really a big deal. So
has anyone seen that other bum on the TT online boards? Does he actually exist?
I have him. Yeah, I got him first time up.
Yeah, he shows up
And
quick.
you got the
I got him first time.
vault. You got the vault card too. Yeah.
I mean, you got the vault card.
Yeah, I got the vault card.
I mean, I have not played.
I knew that one had happened. I was like, because I had gotten the what was it, 5 tokens at least 20 times. I was like, it's gonna happen.
Like people overestimate how little of 2K I play. Like I've just stopped and I'm like, you know what? I play enough of the game that I can beat any beginner by 75 points. But I don't play enough of the game that like I'm not even competitive with the good players anymore. Not even the comp players. Like I'm competitive with them. I'm not good enough to beat the good players now in Europe.
Yeah. This year's kind of strange too because a lot of people have been playing a lot of the game and getting a lot better at like this. It's a different style of game than we're used to as well. You can't just, I don't know. It's odd, you know? It's odd.
Yeah, like I don't know if I genuinely don't know if I like or dislike 2K22 because it's like objectively it is a better game. I'm just not having any fun playing the game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm enjoying it slightly more now than I was, but I mean, I hated it like a month into the game. This month's getting a little better, but hopefully I like it more whenever we get a point guard that can actually move. Have some fun with.
I thought the gameplay was good, but I just have no motivation to actually like play the game for more than a couple hours.
What's the reason? Once you get Peyton, is there any reason to boot up the game? No.
Yeah, they need to do a weekend where they do like the Paul Millsap type of weekend.
No, they need to do a week. No weekends. There's already limited on weekends.
Yes,
they already have stuff on weekends. They need to do something on any day that is not a Friday.
Yeah, if they did something like the Paul Millsap thing on like a Wednesday or something like that, and then it lasted through the end of the season or whatever it might be, like that'd be cool. Like 4 new cards for each game mode, like they do with Harden. You know, even if they made the win requirements higher, I'd like that.
Or why not 1 card on a Monday, 1 on a Tuesday, 1 on a Wednesday, and 1 on a Thursday? I know it's a foreign concept for 2K to space things out. I know it's a complete foreign concept to 2K to space things out, but why can't they do it? That's why we loved Season 7. Season 7, we literally got full throttle. We got 1 thing every day. We can get 75 things on 1 day and then nothing for a month.
Yeah. Full throttle was so good it almost like brought back.
I can't ask for that in Season 2. It's too early.
No. I'm not asking every day. I'm asking 1 day. 1 day, just something. Last year we had spotlights on Tuesdays. I just want 1. And I know the spotlight cards sucked. And you might argue that they're the same as the Friday, Thursday cards we get. But the difference was they locked in for something. Rafer was good.
Bill Russell was actually decent too. If you wanted an inside, he was like probably best inside when he came out.
And the funny thing is like people are like, oh yeah, you don't play video games for rewards. What happened to playing video games for fun? With SBMM, you can't play video games for fun anymore. You are getting destroyed. You can't sit back, kick your feet up, and play 2K anymore. SBMM ruined that.
Yeah, it was really nice when I was on my new account for like the first 20 or 30 games because I could. It was like the good old days.
Like I'm about to just start creating new accounts every 20 games.
Yeah, every new season I'll have to have a new account. Someone said that SPMM doesn't exist in Showtime's tier. It's definitely a lie. It definitely does.
It definitely does. It didn't at one stage. I knew people that said they played sweats up until the showdown tier, and they kept playing against guys with starter squads in the showdown tier. It definitely didn't at the start.
Yeah, it does now. I mean, it was taking me a minute and a half. I mean, you guys have seen how long it takes for me to get a game on my stream, which is absolutely unreal for being on NA East. It takes like 2 minutes for me to get a game sometimes.
I'm pretty sure JD said he's in the showdown tier and he's matched up like in 6 games, 5 of them at Gary. So
yeah, but I'm getting that, and I was getting that since the Emerald tier.
Yeah, it definitely carries over from last season as well.
We're in Europe. We're in Europe. The only people that are in the showdown, there is not in the showdown tier. There are realistically 100 people in top bracket SUMM in Europe, and we just keep matching each other. Again, you'll see my video today was rookie Cam on his last game for Peyton. Italian pro. Guy who already had Peyton. And then finally I faced somebody who had an all pink diamond squad in the last game, but I beat him because he wasn't a god at the game.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm 22 and 20.
That's crazy because that's not even like hardly over 50%. Like, I'm not even super anti SPMM now that it's like you can lose 4 games or whatever for Gary Payton. But it would be nice for me, like as someone who streams the game, to be able to kick my feet up and like read chat consistently while I stream. But
the only people that can like do that, like I'm talking like people that make gameplays. Like even Henry's struggling to make videos now because he literally is like, I think he told me one of his gameplays, he matched up in 4 games. He matched up with 3 2K League guys and one guy who already had Gary Payton in his 4 games. And he was like, just couldn't.
Yeah, you can't showcase a card when you're doing that. You have to like give them what the defense takes you when you're doing that. You can't be like, oh, this is a Paul George gameplay, about to go get 35, 40 points with Paul George. Like, you can't do that when you're playing someone good.
Like I used to be like, oh, he's cheating the system by playing multiplayer challenges for gameplays. And now I'm like, that was the smartest decision ever. Just play bots. Get your 100-point gameplays. Play bots. It makes for better videos.
Take it a step further and just play with friends and make sure you DM the person you're playing before and tell them to shoot smothers.
Shoot heavies. Like a certain sweatshop owner we all know of.
Yeah, I mean, you could always do that. Make sure that you include a giveaway if you lose as well, just to spice things up, you know?
This is going up on my channel, Jacob. You're getting me in trouble right now.
Hey, we're not naming names. It's all hypothetical.
I don't care.
Know?
I don't care about it, but you're getting me in trouble.
It's all hypothetical, you know? I'm not saying anyone has ever done that, you know? Who knows? Maybe someone does.
Yes, a situation that has never happened. That is completely based on a false story.
Yeah, we're getting real imaginative today, you know? Just letting our imaginations run wild.
And we all know, it was lost and unbound. It was lost and unbound.
Oh,
always
blame you.
No, shake. You know what? I was here in 2K15. No matter what goes wrong, hashtag I blame Shake. Blame Shake, no matter what.
Just blame Shake, man.
Were you around, Jacob, for the hashtag I blame Shake era?
Yeah, I mean, I was just a little Walker code feed that'd only be on Twitter just to try and get myself a little free pink diamond every now and again. Best 2K era.
That was the great. They were the. It was weird. That was kind of like the fun era of 2K. Just the fun's kind of gone out of the game.
Yeah.
I take part of the blame for that. I most definitely am part of the reason why this game's not fun anymore. Now even the guys with no money are sweats.
That is true.
I do take part of the blame.
That is true. 2K15 was just a fun time. Like, those locker codes, maybe, I don't know, like, it's like type 2 fun, where at the time I hated it, but looking back on it, it was fun. I remember being like, and it was my first year of college in 2K15 at the end of the year. And I remember being like at my library and I'd be studying, and then I'd hear like there was a locker code that was about to drop. So I'd whip out my Bluetooth keyboard, get my like tweet deck open, and just be like ready to like rifle off the code to get the card.
Yeah, like, what are the three types of fun again?
Type 1 fun is just like general fun, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fun time. We're having a fun time. Then type 2 fun is like when you like don't like it at the time, but it makes for a good story. So when you look back on it in hindsight, it's actually like a positive experience. And then type 3 fun, I'm pretty sure, is just like not fun at all.
I can't remember the last positive experience I've had on 2K. Real
Type
talk.
4. Type 3 fun is fun at the time, but not fun in retrospect. Type 3 fun was the start of Season 6. The MB bicep locker code.
Yeah, that is type 3 fun right there.
God, you know, glitched reality 2.0 is happening. There's no doubt about it.
RNG reality.
No doubt about it.
Honestly,
We just sat there being like, there has to be something. These runes have to mean something. They didn't. We spent all this time cracking a freaking alphabet that meant nothing.
I mean, it got the community gassed up
for like 2
For a
days.
week.
Yeah,
Until
for
we
like
realized
a
it was for
day.
nothing. Until the very first, it was a great season until the first person got Tyloo. And we found out he got lucky. He didn't need to do anything. It was luck.
Yeah. I mean, and the biggest thing that just compounded it was the content that came out in that season was just so bad. They did idols like 3 weeks in a row, and it wasn't even good idols. It was like Carmelo,
Melo
who had
and
like
Westbrook.
who had like major flaws for both cards. Like those were not April cards. Like those were like February cards.
But they came out with fucking warped reality in the middle of it.
Yeah, then one day out of the whole entire season, they're like, oh, by the way, here's the most gas drop we're ever going to give any card, like, ever. Every card in this set is going to be perfect.
Like, that set was so good. We don't even remember the fact that a perfect Kuzma and a perfect Rudy Gay came out in that set.
Yeah, I wouldn't
reality?
even... Yeah, see, I wouldn't even known, like... Now that you mention it, I can remember it, but I just remember that set as like being Ben Simmons.
Somebody pull warped reality on screen. I want to see if I can name every card.
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
Are we including Dikembe as well, or no?
No. I'm eyes closed. It is Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro, Matt Bonner, and Precious Achua. Diamonds were Justice Winslow, Eddie freaking Curry. Was there another diamond?
One more.
Yeah.
I'll come back. And then we got Bol Bol, pink diamond. Kyle Korver, pink diamond. Opal, Kyle Kuzma. Opal, Rudy Gay. Dark Matter, Shaq. Dark Matter, Ben Simmons. Dark Matter, Stephen Curry. How many have I missed?
You're missing a
One
pink
dark
diamond.
matter.
No, one Galaxy Opal and one pink diamond, and then one diamond.
He's missing a diamond,
Oh my
diamond,
god.
a pink diamond, an opal, and a dark matter.
I'm missing one of every tier.
Dark matters. Yeah.
How many
Except
dark?
for the amethyst. There's
Wait.
4 dark matters.
The fourth one we said we weren't counting. The fourth one's Dikembe because he came out on a later day.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Galaxy
Gotcha.
Opal. Oh, man, I need to think about this. Was the Galaxy Opal good?
He's decent. He ran in some lineups.
Screw it, I give up.
You forgot.
Caruso, I just looked at thing. Caruso, Diamond, Simvular.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was surprised you missed Buar and then Penny.
No, that Sim sucked. And Penny Hardaway, Opal, yeah.
He wasn't
Or
great.
say not Opal Caruso. Pink Time Caruso, yeah. I didn't use... Oh, Penny was really good. I just never used him.
Yeah, there was just, I mean...
Penny was so expensive.
Ben Simmons came out
Simvular. I made a freaking video on Simvular and called him the most broken card in the game. That's the only one I'm angry about. I would have never remembered Penny.
What happened
I
with
ran that opal penny in 20, the token reward card. I'm not gonna lie,
What
because
was wrong
everyone
with
was
that
still
sim?
running midget point cards at the time.
Do you remember how ass he was when he came out with like 50 set or 70 lateral quickness and like 40 on ball defensive IQ or something stupid like that?
It didn't matter because everyone was too small to deal with him anyway. It was great.
Yeah, but that was the year when clamps, if you didn't have clamps, you could run through the players' bodies.
That is also very true.
What penny was that in 20? What penny was that?
Token reward.
reward.
The opal one.
The first one.
Oh yeah, you could get him day one, right? Like him and Grant Hill. Who was
Did
the other one?
anyone actually get an opal reward day 1 in 20? Like a token?
No, No one even got it when the 300 token glitch was the thing.
There's a 300 token glitch?
Yeah, it happened to Killsmoy on stream. And
Oh,
instead
in
of
the locker
resetting,
code.
do you know they stole MT off Killsmoy after that.
They just reset everything.
They reset his account, but he spent like a bunch of MT. He spent like a bunch of VC on packs. Or say no, he bought a bunch of VC but couldn't spend it on packs. Whatever way it was, like they literally just stole Killsmoy's money.
Yeah, that's what they do. Because I remember
terrible.
when the red ball, blue ball glitch happened. You know, everyone was in there getting their easy free VC, and I was like, I'm spending all this because I know like they're gonna do some BS and take it all back. I left like 5k VC on my account, and they took it. They took it all. My last 5k, man.
Well, that's how they do it. If you ever bump into a VC glitch, you want to liquidate it very quickly into packs or whatever, because on day one, the craziest VC glitch of all time, a year ago today, I'm pretty sure it got patched. Like the craziest one where you could literally get millions of VC in the matter of seconds. Who got the 8 million?
Who was it that had 8 million?
There was a lot of people. There was a lot of people.
Who liquidated into MT and got like 8 million of it?
A few people.
Yeah, there was like a handful. Everyone pulled those Zion packs.
Last year?
The VC glitch, you could literally just go in to redeem your free pre-order bonus on next gen.
You could redeem 100k over and over again.
Like you could get like 20 million in like an hour. Like
mental.
Unlimited. Just as fast as you can click X.
Some of the glitches that happen in 2K are just the funniest things.
Do you not remember the 2K15 duplication glitch? Or when he was around for 2K15 duplication glitch?
I didn't play MyTEAM, so no.
So it was, I can't remember exactly how you do it, but I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of like, instead of tapping X, you double tapped X, and you got the MT and the card stayed in your auctions. So you literally just started spamming X and your MT just counts start going up.
That's crazy. I don't remember that one. There were so many glitches back then, though. Like the shake one you guys mentioned.
That wasn't even a glitch. That was an intended mechanic that 2K didn't realize people could use to make millions of MT.
Yeah. I remember once they changed it to the lock-in Sapphires, those cards are pretty good, too. I remember running that Oscar in 2K15 for a bit.
Oscar was there anyway, and they weren't lock-ins. You just had to have the cards.
And then you could sell them all back, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine them doing that these days. Jeez.
Nothing was a lock-in. They only started lock-ins in 2K17.
2K17. 2K16, yeah. 2K16, I didn't play that much of my team. I just got, like, my favorite players that year and used them for most of the year. Like, Brandon Jennings played Diamond for, like, ever.
2K16 was run by Golda because of the MT glitch. Everyone had millions and millions of MT because Golda just ran the show.
How much was it back then?
Seems like that's what it's like this year. Obviously not Golda specifically, but
my god, the coin sites are running my
our prices are nuts this year.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about it is that they're only price fixing the very best cards, and we're not yet at the stage where the very best cards are better than the second best cards that aren't being price fixed.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it like very evidently. You can go to the newest set dropped on a Friday, go to the best card, say an hour after, around noon Eastern, and the first 5 or 6 cards will all be bidded to like the exact same number, down to a T. They'll all be bidded to like, I think Tatum was like fixed at like 433, 550 or something like that. So like the first 4 Tatums like were all set at the exact same price.
Oh my! You should see there are some real people are actually bidding on them. Someone came into my comment section and I think they were the one who bidded the 4 million on Paul George. Yeah, and like I think I made a video being like, this is the most reckless spending of MT, and someone comments being like, I have the MT, let me spend it how I want. It's not reckless. Just because you don't have the MT doesn't mean you can't spend it. I'm just like, you're brain dead. I'm like, you might have a lot of MT, but you are brain dead.
Just wait until the first gas to lock in. That gatekeeper is gonna be like 5 mil minimum.
Yeah.
No, do you remember they picked the wrong? They picked the wrong gatekeeper last year? Do you remember? Everyone bid it up like 800k on Zach LaVine instead of Michael Porter Jr. And then within 20 minutes it flipped and Zach LaVine was like 60k and Michael Porter Jr. was like 2 million.
Yeah. I remember I sniped Zach LaVine while that was happening. And I was like, let's go. Like, I definitely got the set locked down now. And then I still had to spend 800k on MPJ.
Yeah. People miscalculate. I know a load of people. The first of every one of those cards ended for like, oh, there was no buyouts of any of those cards in the first 4 hours because everyone was like, which one's going to be the gatekeeper?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I sniped all of them except for MPJ because that's what I did for 4 hours straight that day.
The thing is, like, if there's a set, there's gonna be a gatekeeper. You kind of actually want to be like in the first few bids on all the high tier cards. Well, maybe not all of them, but like
Yeah.
you're minimizing your risk at that point because eventually one of them settles into being like 5 times the price of everyone else.
I wonder how much MPJ is on 2K21 now. If there's any up.
I know you still got that game installed. Load it up and find out.
Oh, I definitely do have that game installed. We'll see.
Yeah, you really love 2K21, Jacob.
I love Next Gen. It's such a terrible game, but I loved it. I loved it so much. It was such a terrible
Because
game.
you were just able to go brain dead with Bowl or Taco.
Run.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is I will always say everybody hates the dribbling on 2K21, but I liked it because it was so easy on the hands. Because the stick holds.
It's because you didn't have to do anything.
You
just
did this,
left
Jacob.
and right.
Jacob, I'm gonna show you how to play 2K21 right now. Then flick back, and then flick back on the right stick once, and left stick at an angle. Side. Flick back, left stick. Or if they backed off their flick back, you would shoot the limitless 3. That is all you had. That's how you played the game.
Okay, let me explain it like this. Pro 2 side to side was very calming on my hands. All these flicks left and right, real quick back and forth, it's too much too fast. It was calming. It was like
it's
almost
the same motion as the tween.
The tween was calming too. Another great move. I like that as well.
The tween going in a straight line up the court, and they can't stop you.
Great move, man. Great move. But see, then you had to combo it into a flick down peak, which is also fun, but also just not calming. You had to be quick.
What game were you playing? You would top square, get into a mad jump stop animation, and then paint match. Corners would hop in. You kick to a shooter, bang, 3-pointer.
See, but I wouldn't go for that. What I would do is I just R1 circle back to Glenn Rice. Shouldn't even tweened up the court because now I'm just gonna run to the other side of the court and shoot a flick down peak from Limitless. that was how I was playing 20.
20. Jacob's ideal game is literally where the only dribble moves are flicking the stick back and forth, and the only way to quick stop is a quick flick down on your analog stick.
Flick down is the best quick stop ever. I don't care.
It was.
Immaculate was better.
No, it was better, but everyone could quick stop. It made small players usable because everyone could quick stop.
Yeah.
Wait, everyone could quick stop this year. There's no animations.
Let go of everything.
Let go. Well, that to do the let go, you kind of need stop and go. But the right stick quick stop works on everyone.
Yeah, you really don't need to. You really don't need to quick stop. The quick stop is less valuable this year than it has been any year out of the past 3 or 4. You really don't have to quick stop because if you actually just let go of everything and shoot the ball, you can fade. There's a million different ways you can just stop and shoot now, which I guess is good, but I don't like it. But in case you're wondering, there are no MPJs up on the auction house, and surprisingly enough, there's 2 Tyler Heroes up as well, and neither of them are buyouts. So if you wanted to lock in the splash zones at today, you couldn't.
Are the 20 servers still up?
Unpopular opinion. Bowl, Pink Diamond, and Bowl, Dark Matter were the exact same card. Except one, if you didn't want to play them. If you want to play a power forward, they were the same card.
I believe that Bowl Invincible was the most overrated card of all of last year because by the time he came out, you could do what he could do with anybody, and Brook Lopez base wasn't really a Exum base type of shot. So
no, I preferred Ferry at the 3.
Yeah, you could. Invincible Bull was not what people made it out to be. Invincible Taco, on the other hand, now that.
Oh no, that's the most unstoppable card. Him and Sinvular are the most unstoppable 4-5 combo I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't even run them together. I just ran Sim as my backup 5, and then at the 4 I ran. Who was I running? I know I had Ben Wallace in my backup 4. Who was my starting 4? I guess I can check. I have 2K21 up. No, Ferry? I didn't like 98 on Next Gen last year.
Yeah, 98 on
Bill Russell?
was
Yeah, it was Bill. It was Bill. I ran Bill
James-
forever.
James Wiseman was good as well.
Yeah. Here was my... I can turn it on the stream because it's just take like... No, I can't. Never mind. I thought it would be easier. I figured out that I'm in Discord. But yeah, my final 2K21 squad was just absolutely reckless. There was like 5 different X and bronze you could pick from too. So
Yeah. Space Jam Bron. God.
that's the one I have. Yeah. USA LeBron was 98%
Same.
of him.
They were all every X and Bron played the exact same game.
Yeah.
Like the difference between 95 and 99 is that.
I still can't believe they gave him Exum, bro.
They gave 5 LeBrons Exum. We had 20. We had 20 LeBrons last year.
So
We had 20.
mental.
I made a tier list of best.
There's just something that just gets increasingly worse every year. I don't know what it's gonna be this year.
I made a tier
Oh.
list of all of the LeBrons last year.
Yeah, they're gonna give everyone D Rose. Every LeBron's gonna have D Rose.
There's a few SIGs that are going to be
Like
just as good,
merch.
if not better, than D-Rose. Though I think Steve Francis size up might be better. It might be. I don't know.
I'm cool seeing that in June, July. Please, we cannot see it in January.
Yeah.
We
I
cannot
agree.
see a base 3 Curry sliding Cedric Maxwell in January.
I agree. The one thing I will say, though, the one thing that I don't mind them adjusting is good SIGs on short guards. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about every single guard that comes out in January needs to have D Rose and Quick and Curry escape, but like if they're gonna do that, just don't do it for like 6'9" demis. Like don't give a 6'9" player D Rose and Quick in like February. Like if they want to give that kind of stuff to people that are Hondo size and lower, then like sure, because like to use that you still need to be pretty skilled. So
We don't need Danny Ferry in April.
we don't need Danny Ferry at all. We can find a new guy to pick from.
Danny Ferry,
There will be a new
perfect
name
stats,
involved.
perfect SIGs, and was 6'10" with perfect tendencies.
He
With
really
98.
was.
98 very quick in April.
He really was. See, what I would like them to do this year is make a set that's like a retro type of set. Obviously not with the retro card art, but like they could call it fan favorites or whatever. Like a set that has like a Danny Ferry, a Terry Dishlinger, Kermit Washington, Donald. Like
Kermit was not a fan. Kermit was a fan favorite for about 17 people.
Kermit
he
would have
came
been
out-
so good. He would have been
He-
so good to have. I would
He
have
came-
loved him for next gen.
So, for about a week.
Who was better? He could do everything besides shoot at a really good. Like he didn't have like all the shooting badges, but he had an Exum. So it was like on next gen, you're not missing with Exum.
Yeah, but like he was ass on current. I need to find someone here. Small forward, sort by date added.
Wait.
Kermit was so gritty. I'm not hearing it
Because
otherwise.
of last year, the way like all the vault players kind of had like nicknames that were like the dentist and stuff. I was like looking through to find some funny ones, and now I just want to I want to gas
No.
Vin Baker in the vault. The pastor. That's just a
Pastor.
good one right there. The
I mean,
pastor.
Kermit Washington was he not like almost jailed for charity fraud and nearly killed someone on the court?
Yeah, people were calling him like the felon.
Yeah. And Dan DeCow, the barber. Good
Is he
one.
like the guy that played in like the 2000s, like for the Hawks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised he's a barber. He had nice curly hair.
And Shandon Anderson, the chef. Chef right there.
I didn't know Vin Baker was a pastor. I thought he still worked at Starbucks. The barista.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Google Vin Baker
what?
Starbucks. He worked at Starbucks.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he
Before
did.
the NBA or what?
Do you know he has
No,
like?
after he went broke.
Do you know
God.
in his old college, there's like the way most colleges and schools have like trophy cabinets for all the different sports.
Yeah.
So like there'd be like in Hartford. There's like men's basketball, women's basketball. Like I think they're really good at women's tennis or something. So they have like trophy cabinets or big trophy like cabinets in their stadium for all their sports. And then they have an entire trophy cabinet dedicated to Vin Baker. It's like Vin Baker's old jerseys, there's just articles of Vin Baker, pictures of Vin Baker, signed pictures of Vin Baker playing for like Team USA. Like Vin Baker is as important as any sport for that college. The Vin Baker one's the biggest as well.
Yeah. I mean, he was an all-star. It says right here, NBA star blew $100 million, then worked at Starbucks. For Vin Baker, a cup of coffee was a new leaf. 4-time NBA All-Star who played 13 years with the Milwaukee Bucks.
I mean, fair play to him actually working a job. Like,
yeah,
that does actually take balls. Being,
it's not
like he's like a John. It's not like he's a John Stockton who can blend in. Dude's 6'10".
I mean, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing to say, especially after that whole entire thing just popped out where there was like 18 players who tried to scam the retirement association or whatever. It was like it was literally like a list of like middling journeymen from the 2000s.
What the hell was Tony Allen doing? He made so much freak, and his wife actually got done for it as well.
Did he?
Tony Allen's wife. Tony Allen made like 50 million in his career.
I'm not surprised. It's not like you retired that long ago either. What's it been? 6 years? 7 years, maybe?
Did you actually read into that whole thing?
I didn't.
They could have gotten away with it if they just.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids.
If they had a group chat, they could have got away with it.
How'd they get caught?
Because somebody claimed for a bunch of stuff when they weren't in America. One person was playing pro overseas and claimed for a bunch of stuff from apparently he was in LA, can't be in two places at once. And two, one doctor signed like 4 receipts for the same time, same day, same procedure. So all that they had to do was get into a group chat, show every time they got a receipt, put in a picture of the receipt, and someone else would be like, okay, yeah, I need to change this up slightly. And they could have got away with it. Only one of them would have been caught then. Only one of them would have been caught.
That's crazy. Because what I think of when I think of that kind of stuff, like, I really can't have any sympathy because if you have an NBA resume, you can make money through so many different avenues by just saying you're an NBA player. You can be a motivational speaker, you can run basketball training camps, you could start anything, really.
They made more money. They made more money in most of us. They made more money in a year. Most of those guys made more money in 1 year than most of us will make in a lifetime. I don't know sympathy for guys that made close to 100 million.
Even if you do hypothetically blow it all, you can go make money just off of your resume again. Say you're an NBA player like that and, oh, you screwed up, I went broke, darn. Well, now I'm going to go be a public speaker and charge $5,000 to speak it wherever.
It's not even that. The problem is that the current NBA players, the current guys that are retiring from the NBA that will need that, like, that program. Because, like, when you retire from a sport, you're kind of crippled. Like, if you've played 10 years in the NBA you're 6'10", by the time you're 50, your knees aren't going to work properly. Like, you're going to need all that thing. And now it's going to be even harder for them to get money. It's going to be even harder for them to get money from the NBA Players Association because of this. For the people that actually need it. So they've not only essentially stolen money, they've screwed over people that actually need it. So I have no sympathy at all. I don't think anyone should have any sympathy for those guys.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, they make so much money. I understand they live a fast lifestyle where they probably spend a lot too, but yeah, you make enough. If you just have a financial advisor, there's no reason you should ever go
literally
broke from that kind of money.
That's all you gotta do.
The financial advisors are some people hire a financial advisor.
Get scammed by them.
They don't get scammed. They hire someone that's not a financial advisor to be a financial advisor who doesn't know what they're doing.
That's their own fault. Like
you don't need a financial advisor. You need somebody that you trust to stand beside you and be like, "That's a dumb purchase. That's a dumb purchase. What are you thinking? What are you doing? That is not smart."
You also, when you have that much money, nothing seems dumb.
That's what I mean. You need someone you really trust. You need someone you really trust to stand beside you and say, "That's a dumb move. That's stupid. What are you doing?"
Yeah, I mean, surrounding yourself with yes men if you're like wealthy or a sports star or whatever is like the worst thing you could do. But
they all do it.
It's also like, yeah, of course they do, because it's like an ego thing. Look at all these people who love me and they tell me everything I do is right or whatever. But it's also just like, even if you had that one person be like, "Don't spend 50 million on that yacht," you're just, I mean, there's people who are just gonna be like, "Do what I want. Make a fortune."
Like, for every one person who ends up being like getting generational wealth for the NBA, there's 3 people that are broke by 35.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, the contracts now are so enormous too. Like, your average guy makes like, not average, but the average contract is a lot of money.
What's a rookie?
But how many people get a contract though? Like those G League contracts are not a lot of money.
No, you got to be in the league. Like you got to be in the league.
What's a rookie?
No, those two ways.
It goes down. So the number one pick makes like 9-10 million a year, and then like the 2, 3, 4 is all less and less.
It's only the first pick. They're only guaranteed through 2. They're a 2-year team option.
Is it 2-year team option? I thought it was 3 for some reason.
No, it's 2. It's 2 with a 1.
2 with a
1-year team option, and then the qualifying. Or I think it's a 2-year team option. But then by like the end of the first round, you have a year guaranteed. And it's like $1.5 million.
Yeah.
And like I get it, $1.5 million is a lot of money. But let's be real. Almost half that's gone taxed straight away. You have to pay your agent fees. You have to pay to live for the year. Even if you don't spend anything and you were a late first round pick, you played 1 year in the NBA, you're coming out with about 400, 500K max.
Yeah.
And 400, 500K, sure. If you are frugal, you can last 10 years on that. Like,
yeah.
Like you're going to live long. Like if you're 20 going in, that's by 30 you run out of money. And that's if you're frugal. If you're trying to live like a baller,
you're going to run through that in a week.
You're broke by 23. You're broke by 24.
Yeah, you're going to run through that in a year. One thing I was curious about, it's kind of a little bit of a topic change. So I was looking through like the amount of minutes that people have played and the amount of injuries and stuff that have happened recently in the NBA. Teams, the average age of an NBA player is younger than ever. The average player is playing less minutes than ever, but injuries are happening more. And I'd say the game's probably less physical now, especially with the high volume out of 3.
They're playing too much basketball as kids.
You think that's what it is? AAU?
They're not playing AAU, all of that stuff. You're playing basketball every single day. And not only that, most of these guys are only playing basketball from about 15.
No other sports.
When we're looking back in like the 80s, 90s, when it wasn't basketball season, these guys didn't touch a basketball.
Play other sports.
They played other sports. You're working at different muscles. It's the same thing happens at every level. It's the reason why you see, I know a lot of kids nowadays, even in Ireland, because they're being advised to specialize when they're 14, are picking up more and more injuries. And even myself, I started picking up tons of injury. My hamstrings went to crap when I only started playing basketball because I stopped doing any sprints that were above 35 meters. And my hamstrings just went, like I couldn't anymore. That's the problem. You're working out the same type of muscles. You're putting too much stress on one set of muscles. You're not working out other ones, which puts more stress, like even more stress, because certain ones aren't built up. No matter how much gym work you do, it's difficult. And then, as well as that, you're playing ball every day.
Yeah, with the AAU tournaments, those kids are running like possibly 8 to 10 games in a weekend. Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, it's crazy though, because like back in the early 2000s even, which wasn't that long ago, I know it seems like a whole different world to like especially some younger kids and stuff, but like it wasn't that long ago, and you were looking at like the superstars playing like 42 minutes a night. That's unheard of now. Like that just doesn't happen. Giannis in the playoffs hardly gets 40 minutes in a game, which is crazy. That was bad, but
the game is played a lot faster though. Like you cannot play that many minutes anymore.
I would say it's played faster. It's probably less physical though too. It's a lot more just 3-point shooting.
Different type. Like
yeah, there's also probably more showboating nowadays than there used to be with the flashy dunks and stuff.
It's not even that. Like it's a lot tougher on your body sprinting up and down the floor than constantly just hitting people.
Yeah.
Like you can hit people for 45 minutes. I could walk up and down the floor and hit somebody for 40 minutes.
Yeah, those hardwood floors are not good for your bones, man.
No, not at all.
Really aren't.
I just think it's like wild to look at it though, because you're looking at like Iverson was playing 44 minutes a night for like a regular season. Like that's just crazy. Now with the load management stuff too, like a lot of people take games off.
Like even there's an article here. Even they're like talking about youth basketball and AAU, and they were like they literally call kids ticking time bombs, and they were like by the time they get to the NBA, they have like the bone, like they have, you know, the way like wear and tear by like year 6 or 7, you're normally like your bones start to wear down a bit from constant overuse. Like kids are coming into the NBA with overuse injuries.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I've like been around a lot of AAU basketball, and I remember 8 to 10 games in a weekend was not uncommon.
AAU basketball, I get why you can't get rid of it, because at the end of the day, for so many people, basketball is a way to an education in America. So I understand why everything's so much about the individual player trying to become the best individual player ever, or say you can be, because then you can get a free education. Obviously, a college degree is so important, and it's so expensive to get one in America. So I do understand why it is the case. But if the AAU system was replaced with an actual decent coaching system in America, USA would beat every country in the world in the Olympics by 60 points. Like, it wouldn't even be. There would be maybe 7 European players, non-American players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, if they had an actual system, there would be maybe 7 on it, non-American or Canadian
even
players.
most high school basketball programs are pretty terrible. A lot of the coaches are pretty bad. Like, it's not great, that's for sure. Definitely varies state from state and even just school to school, but it's not great.
It's not even that. It's just every player is coached to be an individual player. Like, you're coached, most high school coaches, unless you're a team that has a chance of actually winning something, you're judged by how many players you send to college. Not, did we perform well as a team necessarily. Like, if you send 5, like, say if your team's ass and you send 5 players to Division 1.
Yeah, you're good.
You're doing a good job. Whereas anywhere else, in any other country in the world, they're like, you've got 5 D1 players and you lost. You are a terrible coach. Like, that's the difference in the attitude. Like,
and it's just not like a big deal for a lot of these places, because when you get like put on like a national schedule, I'm not super familiar with it, but you have these prep schools that get put on like national schedules, and like nobody really cares about winning in those. It's all about just getting to the next level. I mean, there's been a lot of NBA players that have just came up through, typical MHSAA basketball, which is the Michigan High School Sports Association or whatever it might be. And like, those guys do care about winning, the coaches and stuff. But if you get put on like a national schedule, like, it's no longer about that anymore. It's about getting as many D1 offers to all of your players as possible.
Yeah. Well, like, it's understandable, because a D1 offer is a D1 scholarship is worth at least $200,000.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in Europe, if you're coaching the Real Madrid's under 14s team, you're judged. You're not even judged by if you win. You are judged by can you get at least 1 to 2 of the players good enough so that when they're 18 they can go onto the EuroLeague team.
Yeah.
That is how you're judged. It's like, can you make these guys good enough for the EuroLeague team? Because their whole academy is just about creating team players to play on their EuroLeague team.
Yeah, it's definitely weird how things have changed a bit. I don't even know when AAU started. I don't even know. It was around when I was a kid, but not that much longer before that.
Yeah. I think I would have enjoyed AAU playing it, but I also would have hated it.
It's the funnest thing in the world.
I played so many sports. I reckon I would have hated it at the same time.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
I feel like in America, like, if you're taking sports seriously, it's like frowned upon to like do anything other than focus on that one sport. Like, you're always made like, pick one. Like, you gotta just do the one. And then like, you're even looked down upon for like doing anything other than playing the game. Like, if you have a social life outside of that game, you're just a bad person. You should be practicing every minute of the day. It's like ridiculous.
It's not that different here to an extent. Like, I'm 90% sure I got cut off the Irish basketball team because I got injured playing a different sport.
Yeah.
Because a coach did go berserk at me for playing a different sport. He didn't care that I got injured. He didn't care that I tore my MCL. He went mad at me for playing a different sport.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what level you're playing at, right, though? Because you were obviously playing at a pretty high level in Ireland.
Yeah, they just don't want you to get
injured. If you're on a Sunday league team, all bets are off. You can do what you want.
I was in a rare situation where I went to a small school where it was actually the exact opposite, which is just not like the most cases for most people. Like, I was actually, when I quit football, like, after my sophomore year, like, obviously my athletic director was like, are you sure you want to do this and all that? I'm like, yeah, I like basketball and track. Like, I'm already starting to get calls from colleges for track. Like, why would I play football? But they just wanted us to play every sport because they didn't have the numbers. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have the numbers. There's plenty of people that play basketball, so no one really cared if you didn't play basketball. We had plenty of people where he had to have cuts for basketball, but for a football team, you need 40 people, and we were always skirting by that line. I hated American football, though. I mean,
what was your position?
Running back.
I don't even know where they would have played me. Like, I had schools legitimately fucking.
You would have been a linebacker.
Headhunting me to play American football.
You would have been a linebacker. I almost guarantee it. Would you weigh then about 190?
190.
Yeah, you would have been a linebacker.
Were they trying to, like, I'm assuming were you being scouted to go to America? Like, yeah. I guess, and that's what, yeah.
Basically,
because I know Ireland does have, like, some American football teams. I have no idea where they play either. Did they just play on the rugby fields or something?
Yeah, I don't know. But it was a funny one because it was like I would have been one of like the best shot putters in. I was looking at just the schools in Connecticut because it's close enough to Ireland. They're good enough schools. And I've heard from people that's the most similar to Ireland is if you go to school there. So I was just looking at schools there, but I sent tape to a bunch of coaches. Not one of them got back to me to even mention a word about my basketball tape. Because I put myself as down as like I was 6'3", and I was very evidently a post player.
Yeah.
But like there are highlight clips of me playing bully ball. With guys taller than me, just beating the crap out of them. Getting boards, cleaning them out, playing bully ball. And then I was one of the best shot putters in the state. And then there's a couple of me going coast to coast. So just out of nowhere, because again, like I was like an 100 meter runner. I think my PB at like 11, almost 11 flat. So I would have been a fairly good 100 meter runner as well. So it was like literally all of the coach, every email I got back from any coach was just saying, either we want you to play football at this school, or an email from the athletic coach saying we would love to have you for athletics, but also here's the email for the football manager. Can you please show him your tape? Not one email back for basketball, and the only sport I actually cared about was basketball. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stay.
Yeah, I don't think you would have liked it too much. Playing American football, it's a tough sport.
Oh no, I am the most unlucky person with injuries ever.
Those concussions hit different. They definitely do.
Yeah, like thankfully I don't think I've had any bad concussions playing sports. I've had some really bad injuries, but no concussions, thankfully.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell if you do get one. I don't think there's like a real great diagnosis, like on if you actually have been concussed or not.
But yeah, football was the one sport I was just like, I'm so happy I didn't. I wonder what would happen in a different world where instead of starting up the YouTube channel, when I finished my leaving cert, I flew over to America to play American football.
Starting linebacker for the Packers today, Mick Curley.
That would have been funny. It would have been so funny if they saw me walking in like 6'1", and I think I lost so much weight over that summer. Like I got down to like 180. I got into the best shape of my life. Like, I was dunking a basketball. I was in the best shape of my life. Got down. I showed up as like 6'1", 180 instead of like this 6'3", nearly 200-pound guy that I said I was.
They would have just sent you to the cafeteria.
Were you even somewhat interested in football like at that point? I'm assuming no.
Nope.
Yeah.
I sent tennis clips as well. I was like, you know what? You don't want me to play track and field. That's cool. Up until I was 16, I was like a top 20 tennis player in Ireland. I'll play tennis if you want. But no, never football. Yeah. The one sport that I didn't want to play was the one sport they wanted me to play.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
so, back to 2K. Are you having fun playing 2K?
More fun now than I was like a month ago, but not really. I don't really know what to play, honestly. Especially, it's a weird circumstance with my account being banned and everything, so I don't really know what to play.
I was at the start of it, you know? In Season 1, I thought the game was great, but Season 2... It's not like anything changed. It's just like, I don't know, the game has no longevity for me.
I'm curious to see what the fast-paced...
pick up for a few weeks.
We're actually getting super close to that new fast-paced game mode. It's supposed to come out in the holiday season or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what that is. It's kind of falling under the radar.
You know it's going to be some...
It's going to be something garbage. It's going to cost money to play. It will cost money to play. That's my prediction.
I kind of
It
hope.
won't be something new at all. It'll just be something that's reskinned.
Do you guys have any ideas what it could be?
I mean, what's fast paced? Like, it's unlimited with like 2-minute quarters and all the sliders jacked up to 100. Like,
am I the only person? Battle Royale.
How would that work?
how would that work? Yeah, like
There are 16
of
people. 16 people load in. You play 1 quarter. Whoever wins the quarter, or 3-minute games. You play 3-minute game. Whoever wins the 3-minute games goes on to the next round. And then there's only 4 rounds, so you are only playing 4 3-minute quarters. If you win them all, you win them. You win them.
That'd be kind of cool. I mean, it'd be like a lot of luck involved, I feel like, but it'd be cool.
If they put SBMM in, it won't happen because you will not find 16 people. But yeah, Battle Royale.
Queuing 16 people would be pretty difficult. Like, you wouldn't be able to play it at 2 a.m. in Europe, I feel like, right? Like,
if there's no SBMM, you would. If there
Yeah.
is SBMM, you wouldn't.
is there SPMM in other game modes outside of Unlimited? No, right? Not in
There
Draft
has
or
to be.
Unlimited?
No, there's 1,000,000% SBMM in TTO.
Is there?
Dale, you've played on my account.
I just think your account is cursed. That's all I think.
My account is
I'm not gonna
cursed.
lie.
It's my everyone like in the EU MyTEAM chat. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I get really easy runs," and I'm like, "Can I just get one of your runs?" I'm literally cursed.
I feel like there isn't in TTO because I
Just
play
flag
against a
your
lot of
accounts.
like really bad players in TTO.
I've played a starter team maybe once this season. I've played 200 games.
Yeah, what do you say? I play a lot of starter teams, but I'll bump into people that are running anything from Sapphires to even just
Like,
players that
TTO
have
is
like
the last
Ammies
game
and Diamonds that are
should have.
bad.
I don't think it's as
Should have
strong,
SBMM.
but it's like I've played nearly 200 games this season of TTO, and I would say in my 200 games I have faced 7-8 bots.
Yeah, maybe I just haven't played enough of it to actually be involved in the TTO SPM, especially since I quit out on the bottom of my boards too. That might help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my whole thing is like I've played too many games and I've faced bad players too few times. I don't think it's as
Like-
strong as Unlimited because I will.
When-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, I was like,
no.
I just almost won't. I either face an absolute bot. If it takes 15 minutes and I can't find a game, I will face somebody I beat them by 100 points in Unlimited. Or I face a pro.
Yeah.
And I've played like TTO on your account, like I don't know if it's because they recognize like the username or something, but I get abuse. Everyone's on the mic, everyone's flash pausing me, everyone's sweating, I'm being full court pressed in TTO, and I'm just like, why? Why me? I'm just trying to get my XP.
Now
You're
you
telling
know
me I
how-
suck. You're telling me I suck. I don't suck.
Now you know how I feel every day. Like, I just want once some dude from my Twitch chat to actually have the balls to play me when they talk
Has
talk
anyone
shit.
done it yet?
I mean, it's happened
Yeah, I
once
beat him by
last year.
30. It
Last
happened
year.
once and I beat the dude by 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind the trash talk and like say whatever to me. I just hate being flash paused. I hate it. When I get flash paused, oh god. It makes it brings out a different side of me.
I just want to face some of these bums that are talking trash to me because it's like I'm obviously not comp and I know I'm not comp, but I mean like there are levels to the game. I will beat a random player in a Twitch chat 99 times out of 100.
Why do people say that you think you're comp? Because I see Twitter comments and stuff a lot. They'll be like, "This guy claims to be comp." LOL. Like he doesn't say that. Like what?
I said it once.
Yeah. Like what do you mean?
The closest thing I've said is I am really good at the start of the game because I figure out the cheese really quickly, and then when other people figure out the cheese, they're just better than me at the game, so they will beat me.
Yeah.
And I will say it. The first week of the game, I can always compete with competitive players because I normally figure out weird cheese tactics. Or if this was play now, I'm very confident if I put my mind to it, I'd be a comp play now player. I am not a comp MyTEAM player. I will never be.
Play now is a different animal altogether.
Play
Even
now
I
is
played in
in-
some of those PL play now tourneys.
It's so
and
bad.
just-
Chandler's been playing a bunch of play now recently because he hates my team for some reason all of a sudden. And every single time he goes on PL for a quick match game, it's Lakers versus Lakers. There's 8 back. It's call for a back cut. It's not there. Pass fake. Dribble handoff. Call for a back cut. Not there. Pass fake. Just over and over and over and over again. Over and over. There's like seven cuts called per possession. Lakers versus Lakers every time, and then normally pass the ball to a cutting AD or LeBron, and eventually they dunk the ball, and it's that back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, when I did play now, I did win a big play now tournament, but it was because I knew about tweening and nobody else did.
Who were you
I was just
tweeting with? And
wasn't that
LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
It was the Irish one. There were 300 players. I don't care that it was the Irish one. There were 300 people that entered and I won. And nobody, 3-minute quarters, every game, every win by double digits.
I feel like if I had
taken
known about that, it would have ended up just being me and you in the final.
Yeah, also, you would have
really
run with
don't
like
think-
Steph Curry back in that game.
100%.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
run with Steph Curry or Damian Lillard with the Blazers, I would have full court pressed you with like Danny Green or Avery Bradley on the Lakers. You would not have done anything with Steph, and it would have been a blowout.
The
Well, it
tween
depends
would've
because
came
I don't
out on
know.
top.
I don't know what point of 2K that tournament was. Like what
It was
point
like
of
May.
20? 'Cause
It was like
if
May.
it was when I was tweening, I would have just found a team with someone who could tween.
Pro
No,
A.
it wasn't when you were
Yeah.
tween. It was when you were 300. I had only just figured out how to tween. I figured out how to tween midway through the tournament.
I wasn't really a 320. I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't. I didn't know how to dribble all that well.
You 300 on Wade against me that time. When I ran my budget squad, you had
That was
every card
earlier
in the
in the
game.
year.
That was the first day of. That was my very first stream. That was the first
I
day
was
of
I was
quarantine.
deep hash made in 20. I'll be the first to admit that.
You're
I
also
think what's
deep
going
pockets
on
made
most
as
of my
well.
12-0
Literally had
runs.
every card.
Just ask Jack. Every time I played Jack with my actual team, he'd say, "Hey, I just did the same thing every possession and he couldn't guard it." I would like inbound the ball, call for a screen at half court. I'd be bringing down the ball with Magic. He just behind the back gets sucked into the screen, and then he just got an open three or a rim run every time.
Yeah, that was before I played you before Magic when you would Wade. Like, I'm trying to think
I wasn't
what
that
I did
good
well.
with Wade. Jack was good with Wade. I couldn't
Yeah.
move in 20. I never took
was
the
a-
time to learn to dribble in 20.
I was really good at the end of 20, which is it's the only time I've ever been good at the end of a MyTEAM game because people didn't realize you double tap triangle and it was a guaranteed 2 points. You could throw lobs from anywhere and every player caught every lob. I would run 3 pick and rolls. I would go from the left side to the right side back to the left side pick and roll. There would be like 4 switches and it would be your post player on their point guard every single time. Throw the lob and it's a dunk. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
I mean, I don't know, because I was having this conversation with somebody in my stream recently about alley-oops being too OP until they brought in the timing, and I kind of disagree with that because I feel like you could stop oops. Like they're
Not in 20.
they're like the easiest thing to read, off a slip for sure.
2K21 alley-oops were not overpowered whatsoever. 2K20, you would be running away from the basket, the halfway line, double tap triangle, and someone would just catch the ball and dunk it.
Yeah, I
20
do
was
remember
just a
seeing some
joke.
pretty
Late
crazy
game in 20 when every
mention
player had it was a joke.
Yeah. I want to play 20 a few more times before they take those servers down, because when do they generally take them down? I feel like you would know. When do you normally make the last video on each game?
January 1st.
Okay, so it'll be like a month and a half. I have to go play a couple games of 20. All right.
Bro, the whole thing with 20 was that I just think that was because of quarantine. It was kind of what kept us sane in quarantine.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what brought me into streaming and playing the game like seriously and stuff.
The first like 2 months of quarantine, I will say, were honestly 2 of the best months of my life.
Mine as well.
Because I was working 20-hour days because like I used to wake up at 7 a.m., get into school at 8 a.m., work till like 5, half 5, get home, and then work on videos till 3 a.m. So I would sleep from like 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. And that was every weekday.
How did you
I
survive doing that? Do you have that thing where you could just not sleep that much and feel great? Because I don't. If I
No.
sleep for 3 hours, I feel terrible.
No, by Friday in the week, thankfully on Friday, because I had to be there for my placement to like do sub-teach classes, and look, I can physically be there, I was cool with that, but I would teach my Friday morning class, would have enough energy to teach the Friday morning class, and then there'd be teachers talking to me in the staff room, and they would be like, I would sometimes reply, and it wouldn't even be English, I would just make noises. And like they knew by about week, they were like, I'd come in on the Monday and I was grand. I would do I had so many classes on Monday and my week progressively got easier. And they were like, oh, you should be all right. Couldn't form a sentence some days. And they were like, I had teachers being like, there's something wrong with you. You need to go home. You're sick. I'm like, I just haven't slept. Or I meant to say I haven't slept and probably came out with words that didn't mean anything.
That's actually hilarious.
When quarantine happened, nobody celebrated Harder Night when quarantine happened. And then it was like 2 months of being
also
like, you know
exciting.
what? I can actually sleep.
Yeah. I mean,
and views boomed. So I was like, unreal.
Making more money than ever, too. I mean, for me, quarantine just helped a lot because I realized I was just living like a very not great lifestyle. I would just work all week, and then on the weekends I would just party Thursday through Sunday. And once quarantine happened, I was like, yeah, you know what? I probably don't need to party every single weekend. Well, I can't. And then I didn't do it for a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm better off if I don't. I feel better.
I mean, I was in college. I was drinking before placement, obviously. Placement was just not sleeping. That was just a horrible 2 months. But like before placement, I legitimately was drinking 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And making YouTube videos. Like people were like to me, they're like, how are you making YouTube videos? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just getting drunk all the time.
That's how you were able to do it.
I would make 2K20. I was so hungover making so many videos.
I can't do videos when I'm hungover. I hate streaming when I'm hungover too. It's so hard. I don't know how you do it. I hate it so much. You
heard me on Saturday. I don't think I can do it anymore.
Yeah, you're washed. I don't think
I can.
I don't think those. If you did every video like that, I feel like you'd probably maybe fall off a little bit. Possibly.
To be fair, like I'm not even sure it was entirely the voice. It was bad echo in the room, and also I was lying in bed, face down on my side with the microphone in my hand, face sideways. Like it was that. Like that was the state I was in. I couldn't even sit up to record. I literally on my side, constantly looking over at like where I was moving stuff on the tier list. So like, look, that was a riot out video. The fact I could record that video was impressive.
I kind of want to just like go back through your videos and see if I can pinpoint the ones where you've just been dead.
There's
straight off a bender.
Videos you most definitely cannot do find. The 13th of March, I was the most hungover person in existence.
Oh, I gotta look at you there.
13th of March 2020, first day of COVID. First day of everything being shut down for COVID.
I gotta go way, way back and start looking at like post Patrick's Day videos.
I haven't drank on Paddy's Day in years. No, like you won't notice it, like because most of the time I was like 19, 20, 21.
You just shake it off, drink a Gatorade, and be right back into it.
Yeah, like Gatorade. It's like I can't forget. Like I had relatively recently turned 23 before COVID. I'm now 25.
That's the craziest part. Me and you both were like this exact same age.
Yeah, like because obviously my basically life stopped when school placement started. So I just turned 23 when my life pretty much stopped. And I'm 25 now, and I went to a nightclub for the first time in Barcelona in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Such a weird feeling, that first time being out again.
I mean, I don't remember, so. I just remember tweeting. I vividly remember every drunk tweet I posted on Saturday. Don't remember anything else during the night.
You stayed up all night too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got home at like 7:30 in the morning. Walked home.
Before that trip, you were like, I'm getting off Twitter. Like, I'll maybe occasionally tweet some things here and there. The first time you get drunk, here we go. Dangerous, man.
Nothing's bad though. Like, I just tweeted out Yuta and called Ty Yanis made. Like,
Danny Rifle, you're the real.
Oh, also called it Danny Rifle. I'm the real king of EU. Or I'm top dogging to you, and also refer to myself the best week 1 player of all time.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, there's definitely fair claims. I mean, those aren't even bad drunk tweets compared to what I've put out in the past.
I was gonna do an MJ's impression. Do you remember the I'm the Chicken Man video?
Yeah.
I was gonna do that.
Oh yeah, we need to have MJ's on here at some point too. Eventually, I don't think he's been streaming recently, but at some point.
He's probably fed up with the game too.
He hates.
Seems like most of the comp guys, except
who enjoys 2K.
Splash
Whoever enjoys
Splash
2K again.
I mean, Ty loves the game.
Yeah,
Ty's a
That's
gamer.
why Ty is
Bars.
most dangerous. People are like, "Oh, Ty is this, Ty is that." No, Ty is the most dangerous player in all of my team because he enjoys playing 2K. He enjoys playing comp 2K.
Yeah. He puts
just
on
a
that
gamer,
headband
you
and
know?
just walks in.
Like, I know Brian for 3. He's completely out of the scene. He's been streaming like Tinder.
Yeah, he's like done. I was talking to him last night.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he's
gone.
not coming
He's
back.
gonzo.
I mean, he can get away. He can get away with streaming Tinder. I mean, he can. It's not like me rocking up with Tinder with the good old mustache DBG.
Oh man, DBG Tinder stream would be probably the best stream you've ever had. Your chat would be so bad for it.
It wouldn't. Like, I genuinely would. Like, if I ever did a Tinder stream, it would
Oh.
literally be a case where I'm like, I would not say a single thing. I would just be like, you know what, chat, say whatever the hell you want.
It would be so bad. Your chat would be. Whew. You'd
that's
be getting
why-
abuse. The people you're swiping on would be getting abuse. It would be.
Oh,
great.
it would be absolutely hilarious. It would actually be great entertainment. That's why, like, remember when Isaac was doing those e-dates? I literally
Yeah.
said to
You
Isaac,
wanted
and
to
I was
get
like,
on
look,
there.
I want to get, because I would have just taken the absolute piss. Like, Ty and stuff took that way too seriously, and who else was it? So they took it way too seriously. I would have taken the absolute piss, ripped the piss out of the girls for 2.5 hours, and then just before they made a decision on whether they wanted to like get me, like whether they were like interested or not, I would have just left the Discord call.
I went on Nick the Bulls fan e-date once upon a time, right in mid-quarantine.
It's Nick.
Nick the Bulls fan hosted it. He had like this one girl,
I know.
and like he like brought people in, and like she would pick whether they like, gave her like the rose or whatever, like they do on The Bachelor. I got my rose, but then I fell asleep because Nick was like.
I mean,
streaming forever.
if you're really interested in the e-date, there's like one girl who does like she exclusively streams speed dating with her viewers. So you know,
I'm
you can
not
get in.
interested in that. I would have been the only thing I would have been interested in was specifically because it was Isaac and he got the likes of Ty involved. I would have spent the whole time ripping the piss out of everybody, making 2K references for everything. Everything will be a 2K reference. Have you ever seen me in the chat like when Ty brought on the girl?
No,
I was
He's
making
brought on a
constant
couple.
2K reference.
He's brought on-
was making constant 2K references in the chat, and everyone's like DBG carrying stream. I'm like, people don't realize like our fans are there for 2K. If we don't make 2K references, that isn't funny. Like,
yeah, I remember someone saying like Heart Crusher references. I forget what it was. So.
I was making Hall of Fame badge references that whole stream.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stuff that I would not say on this account or in my Hall of Fame badge references. It was bad.
Some of them.
Oh man, but you know what I want to do more of is those TTO streams or TTO tournament streams that I did yesterday. It was a really fun time. I think we need to get you in one of those at some point, DBG. Whenever I do another one.
Get me in the co-host one and I'm playing it, and I will.
Okay. Yeah, it was actually really good fun. Like I'd say at least over 2/3 of the game was like good trash talk, good game. But then like there was a couple people who probably shouldn't bring back because they didn't really trash talk and they just kind of lost. But
like I can 1,000,000% get or try to get people in.
yeah.
Like I will, and I will gladly trash talk somebody. If I beat anybody, Jesus Christ, they're never gonna hear the end of it.
Oh, even the chat would just light them up. It'd be bad.
Oh,
there were some good ones last night. Some good ones.
The only thing worse than having to listen to my chat when I'm playing and losing is if you lose to me.
Yeah, you're just gonna get abuse. Like you're just gonna get abuse. Like that one guy had to deactivate his Twitter when he lost to you.
Yeah, he played comp. That's S-Dot. He was a legitimate comp player. And he got so embarrassed after losing to me on West servers on his own host that he fucking deactivated his Twitter.
That's bad.
I got messages being like, you made a bad decision accepting this guy's wager. And I was like, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, and beat him on West.
Yeah.
Like, I was good at 21 though.
Did you guys play current or next? I forget. Next, yeah. Oh yeah.
Next. I was
D-Rob was
really
out
good
at that point, right? I remember using D-Rob, right? Is that right?
yeah, D-Rob, J.R. Smith, and the GOAT, Lionel Simmons.
That was one card I hated. What jump shot do you have? I know I didn't like his
62.
upper because he like brought it around kind of.
He had the Bam Adebayo release, and I love Bam Adebayo release.
Yeah, see, I don't like those.
Oh, that All-Star skills challenge Bam. That card is a special.
That whole set was
Oh,
good.
he
20
was
Miles
gone.
Bridges was good too.
It was so good.
He was basically the current Sean Kemp card we have with defense. That Bam.
Yeah, he was like the first like speed boosting center of 20, wasn't he?
He was the first speed. He was only the second speed boosting center ever after Shaq in 19.
Really? That's right, eh? There wasn't another player in 19 that had over 86 ball control that was a center?
Not that was a center.
Wow.
Shaq was the first speed boosting center ever.
That's crazy.
That you didn't have, like, I think back in the day, you used to be able to get like a +4 floor general, +4 coach, or +5 coach. I'm saying +4 floor general. It was serious. +4 floor general and +9 diamond shoe back in the day. And I'm not counting ones that could speed boost with a +9 diamond shoe.
Yeah. That's wild. That's wild.
But yeah, he was like the second one ever.
The 20 All-Star card games or All-Star game cards were so good. Last year's ones were like...
Oh, they were terrible. Like, even that Giannis was literally just a duplicate of the one that had just came out.
Steph sucked.
Steph was terrible. Anthony Simons, right, was the other one who won the dunk contest. I think he was useless.
He was the best, and he sucked.
Was he? Yeah. Those were so disappointing. I remember because Giannis was knocking down threes in the game, too. So everyone was like, oh, they got to give him Limitless, right? No.
2K's moments cards don't have any representation for the game. 2K's cards have no representation for the player. Bam can't even play defense.
He's got like 50 steal.
He got 6 steals. The next day, they give him a 43 steal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pink Diamond Kawhi was really good from that All-Star set, too. 20 of those cards were like great.
I mean, they couldn't really make a bad Kawhi. Like,
well, they changed his SIGs. That's when they first gave him Pro A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a prior SIG series.
But even if
Kawhi,
they hadn't changed the SIGs, like
First
Kawhi is just going to be Kawhi, you know?
Yeah, he's just going to sit
Doesn't
on
really
people
matter.
and have Ray Allen base.
He could curry, couldn't he? So, no, every card could curry in 20. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyone who gets speed boost good.
Yeah, every Yao Ming curry sliding was still the funniest.
Yeah, that was funny talking about that last week of Splash.
Yao Ming curry slide, like Porzingis curry slide and Yao Ming Porzingis curry slide off a screen, like
Shooting guard. They'll shooting guard Porzingis.
No one even people call it the misdirection back then. People used to call it like the misdirection. I remember finding it on 2K Gamers where I first found it. And it was like really early, and I was like, "There's just no way." I felt like I found a cheat code in a game when I first did it. I remember people coming to stream and ask me how I was doing it, like always.
Do you remember before 2K all those forum sites became cesspit, just a cesspit? Do you remember back in the day when they actually used to be?
I have not gone on
2K Gamer was actually 2K Gamer at one point.
That was the best place for info.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like there wasn't even like, you got people like Ty and stuff now who make YouTube videos, and the database more than anything that's going to give you all the SIGs and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to find like a hidden gem about like a certain move in the game or a certain card, like that was the best place to find it on like 2K Gamer. And
I haven't even checked. Like there's very little now. Those places just 2K Universe is the worst one. That place is just a cesspit.
What even goes on there? I've never been on there.
Well, the thing with 2K Universe is pretty much all the people who got banned from 2K.
Yeah, everyone got banned from 2K Gamer and made their own site.
I've never been on there for real. Like, not.
Have you ever? Jay, I'm not sure. They may not have ever said anything about. I signed up for it with a burner account just because I just normally have an account in all these places just so that I can see everything just in case I miss out on things. I signed up with a burner. And obviously, someone on the website must have put the burner towards my email address and shared what my burner was with everybody. I'm just like, I don't want an account on this site. I'm just seeing if there's anything on this site that I haven't missed. So then, obviously, I got a bunch of notifications from someone tagging my burner, being like, "This is DBG." I'm like, "You're very lucky that it was me." But as well as that, so then I was like, you know what, screw it. If they're starting, like, someone was tagging me and something, like, giving me abuse. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to look up my own name. It's, like, I'm, as bad as the abuse I get on stream is, nothing is as bad as some of the abuse I've gotten. But I got it easy. The abuse other people have gotten on 2K Universe is the worst. That place is a cesspit.
I searched for DBG on 2K Universe, and there's 501 results.
It's not. And whatever they've said about me, they have said worse things about my friends. And that was the whole thing. Someone had like 2K Universe, everyone's like, can you promote the site? And I remember reading some of the things, and it wasn't even about me, it was about someone else. I'm like, look, I can't. Like, it's like personal insults, it's insults about appearance, it's like the lowest brow insults.
It's
but
really
it's like,
bad here.
Like, some of the stuff they've said, I'm not gonna say, like, basically, with some other people have gotten it bad. As bad as it is to me, for some other people, they have gotten it bad. Like, I would not suggest for any creator to ever look at that. Like, that's like freaking, what's that site? Is it Kiwi Farms or something for like the
lol cows
people,
or whatever?
The lol cows, yeah. Like, just do not ever look at that website. If you're a creator, do not ever go to that website. It is bad. This
guy here says DBG stands for Down Bad Gamer.
Nothing. Like, what? That's nothing. Like, that is nothing.
Why does Down Bad Gamer just sound like, an off-brand DSP game?
Yeah.
If you think that's bad, I read that every day.
Yeah, that's not even bad.
I just typed in DBG into 2K Gamer just to see what it come up. But this is not that bad. This one. No, but this one, I think my brother is DBG's son. Symptoms. He is always saying, we lost the battle, but we won the war, lads. Wants to get Hito and talks in his accent.
These guys are writing full-on paragraphs debating about you, DBG. This is just sad.
I have not looked at that website in months.
I'm looking at the thread for your documentary, and like, there's a few people that are like, "Oh, that's a pretty good documentary." Then other people who are like, I just scrolled past all these paragraphs, but someone said like, "We need to stop the xenophobia." Like, what am I even reading? I don't even know.
In fairness, I do get a lot of abuse. I do get a lot of xenophobic abuse. So if they are like saying that, like, I'm on board for that. I get way too much of that.
Yeah, there's a few. Seems like there might be a few gems over there who are at least got their head on their shoulders.
I do get way too much xenophobic abuse. That does need to stop. But at the same time, I do clap back at Americans. So
that is true. That is true.
That is very, very true.
For the happy-go-lucky forum that it usually is, you are quite hated over on the Reddit too.
It's because those guys probably, the Reddit people are so positive towards the game for the most part. They're probably like, oh, we don't want anyone talking bad about the game. Like, if you don't want to buy packs, don't buy packs. Who cares if kids buy them? Like,
someone shared a trend with me on Reddit, and it's like how the biggest problem with like 2K is the fact that we consider DBG a good YouTuber. And people were defending me. I have time for Reddit. Mainly because of DFS though and Floki.
Yeah, they carry that site, don't they?
Yeah.
I was actually just reading the one that you mentioned, like right as you said that.
But yeah, that's nothing. That's something that I would never like. It's hard not to. It is addicting reading stuff about yourself. It is very addicting.
I'd be curious to see if anything.
Thankfully, there's nothing about myself on the internet.
It's really hard to find anything written about me because like a lot of people don't. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of results for me too, even though I don't post here. It's just different though, because a lot of people don't spell out the whole unbeatable Jacob if they don't talk about aren't talking about me. They'll just say like Jacob.
Yeah, but it's like, in fairness, I do bring an awful lot of hate on myself. So I will admit, I'll be the first to admit that. Where it's like, look, I can take some of the abuse. A lot of it's uncalled for, but I mean, some of it is. Like the fact that I have the most toxic chat on Twitch, I was like, I do bring it on myself. I do clap back at chat. Like,
I wouldn't say the most toxic chat on Twitch, but
on 2K Twitch, on 2K Twitch,
yeah, 2K Twitch.
Actually, no, fucking Decentric. His is worse.
Is his chat bad? Is his chat bad?
That's what
I don't know. Yeah, he's just one toxic person.
I remember one time.
I never spoke to him outside the stream though. He might be cool.
One time I matched up with him on Unlimited, and I didn't even know who he was for real. Like, I've heard the name, but I didn't know who he was. And
then he was like, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, well, someone DM me. He's like, "Decentric saying you're stream sniping." So I went back and watched his VOD. He's like, "Another stream sniper! Like, you guys need to leave me alone. I'm just trying to play. Stop stream sniping me." And he quit out of the game right away. I'm like, dude, I promise I am not stream sniping you. Like,
that was mental.
He seems
I
cool.
also,
he just goes through it.
I also have to have some sympathy for that because there are situations where I haven't been stream sniped and got very, very angry at somebody who I thought was stream sniping me.
But Jacob was streaming at the same time. Like,
Yeah, I just loaded into
stream
it.
snipe on stream.
It was like 2 months into
Unless it'd be, like,
PS5
funny.
too, so there was like not that big of a player base on
There's
P5.
like no one playing that game on PS5.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've never spoke to him off camera, but or like off stream, but I just know that. I know at one stage, maybe he's changing, like 20. He branded himself as the most toxic person, like so.
Yeah, and I actually, sometimes
Embrace the hate.
Yeah, sometimes I like that. Sometimes if someone's just like, I'd rather, if someone is toxic a bit, I'd rather have them be like, yeah, you know what? I recognize what I'm doing is toxic rather than be like, no, I'm a good guy, but, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm the opposite. Like, I'm genuinely trying to move away from all that. Because so all the amount of like crap I've said about 2K, like some of the people that are following, I'm like, are they really the people? Is this really the message that I want to want to have? People are all just like, all this stuff is like, he is the voice for the voiceless. And I'm like, no, I just talk about a video game. I don't care that much. People actually think that I'm really... The only thing I stand for is the anti-gambling. People are like, oh, he's putting it up to 2K. And I'm like, no, I just make videos talking about the game. I just sound very angry when I talk about it. I don't actually care that much.
Part of the show.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the show. The only thing I'm passionate about is the gambling. Like, people are asking me, they're all like, oh, like, I don't care about that much, but like, you care about the gambling. It's like, yeah, that is the one thing I actually care about.
I 100%, it's funny because like, I don't know, I had like an epiphany, like not that long ago. Like, I was always not like pro PAX clearly, but I was just like, kind of always just thought of them as like a fact of life. Like, yeah, they're PAX. But then I thought more about it and I'm like, MLB sells these stubs straight up. You can buy what cards you want. You literally can't put money into this game unless you are willing to gamble. So there's no alternative. Yeah. And then, of course, anybody can play it. So children can also gamble. It's the same receptors that go off in your head. So,
yeah. See, it's the exact same thing. Like, I've done... Like, obviously, I wouldn't say I'm good friends with JCC, but I know JCC was part of a lot of, like, kind of almost studies about the gambling. He brought forward a lot of them with FIFA. So watching all his videos, I'm just like, this is obviously a much bigger deal than it's made out to be. But like, that's the only thing. Like, the fact that 2K, everyone thinks that I'm really against 2K being money hungry. I'm like, I really come. But like, when these packs were more expensive, everyone's like, oh, how are you not so angry 2K made packs more expensive? I'm like, dude, it's natural selection if you're paying 70 quid for a box.
Yeah. And see, the thing about it is, DBG is, I actually kind of like the limited thing because, like, at least you're guaranteed a pink diamond. At least you can't spend $100 and get worthless cards because that can happen. At least you know that you're going to get something that holds at least a bit of value. Of course, it's more and the return is awful, but, like, at least something's guaranteed. The
return's best on limited edition packs. You're guaranteed. Yeah. With 300k MT, you're pretty much guaranteed about 150k. You're basically guaranteed 50% of your MT for VC. There's no other pack that gives you that guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. At least you know you're going to get a pink diamond. Like, it might not be a good pink diamond, but at least you know what you're signing up for. You're going to get a card that is a top tier, at least, color. Like, I don't mind that. I like that.
Yeah. Like, people are like, oh, how are you not angry that they're more expensive? I'm literally like, in a way, I'm happy because it's kind of less gambling because you're guaranteed something. Yeah. Like, I'm actually happier about limited edition packs. I don't care how expensive they are. Because, like, I don't necessarily care. Like, it's, if you want to spend all your money on the game, fine. There are better ways to spend your money, obviously, but if you want to and it's your hobby, fine. But it's like, if you're gambling and you're under 18, yeah, that should be regulated.
Yeah. If they put out if that Taco Fall card last year, if instead of doing the spotlights, they said you have to spend 900k VC to get it, I wouldn't even be against that because you can make the mental decision of, do I want to purchase this or not? It's not, I'm going to put money towards it, maybe get it, maybe not.
That, like, it's going to be like, how would you feel about, like,
I'm cool if they put in
one card pack. It's a guaranteed, let's say, Opal when an Opal comes out. What would you think is even a fair VC price? You get one card, it's an Opal. Let's say there's a selection of 10 Opals. it could be. What do you think is a fair
No,
price?
I don't think, again, if there's 10 opals, I don't agree with that. I just think that's just gambling again. I don't know what a fair price for that will be. We have to see what price the opals are going for. If 2K said, screw it. If 2K one month every year, they put up like the best card in the game and said, this card's 450k BC, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, of course people would be like, "Oh, that's money hungry," but at least it's not gambling.
It's I don't care. I don't care about them being money hungry. Of course they're money hungry. They're a for-profit company.
Yeah.
I'm just against the whole gambling. I think they can make a lot, maybe not quite as much money, but I think they can make a very similar amount of money without gambling.
Well, they're gonna be forced to do it eventually. I went back and watched like the court hearings with EA, where the whole surprise mechanics are. What was it?
Eggs.
Yeah, what was that compared to Kinder Eggs? Saying people like surprises, they called it like surprise mechanics.
Yeah. Surprise mechanics.
Like, watching that, if you watch that and still defend
the Kinder
packs,
Eggs like less than $1.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's a toy for a kid. Like the kids don't. There's no like list of toys, and they're buying infinite Kinder Eggs, being like, okay, I don't care about the chocolate. I'm just here for the toy. It's they're literally trying to say anything that's random is gambling. And it's like, fair enough, if there was one of those toys was worth a whole bunch of money, and you told the kids, oh, if you can find this one toy, you can sell it and make enough money to get infinite Kinder Eggs. Then yeah, if they're doing that, yeah, it's gambling. It's like people are like, oh, Pokemon cards. Like, if kids are just opening up packs of cards because they like cards, it's different than if kids are opening up packs of cards because they're being told, if you get this card, you make a whole bunch of profit. This card's worth this much.
Yeah. Well, and I collected cards when I was a kid too, and maybe that isn't the best thing because it is like gambling almost to pick up those cards. But the thing about it is, it's like, I didn't even really know. I was looking more for like the cards I wanted than like the profit thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I wanted to pull a Ben Wallace. I wanted to pull. I would be happier to pull a Chauncey Billups autograph card than a rookie LeBron because I like Chauncey Billups more. Because I was 7, I didn't understand what the value was of that kind of stuff.
Like it's somehow like it is bad, but I mean there are levels to it.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
As in packs are not as bad as the unregulated crypto gambling that people are promoting. And the fact that some of the biggest, like, argue the biggest name in Park and the biggest name ever that's still doing MyTEAM promote the fact that the biggest name that's ever still doing MyTEAM promote unregulated crypto gambling to a known child audience with a referral link to an unregulated site you don't even need your ID to sign up for has just I've never been so disappointed.
Kind of realized recently. Obviously, we spoke about my 2K20 spending habits before. I was predispositioned to just have like a gambling addiction at one point or another. Do you know how many Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon card packs were ripped when I was a kid?
Really?
Oh god, it was bad. Any amount of money that I got, like for birthdays, Christmas, whatever.
Just Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh packs.
Do you still have the cards? Wow. Do you still have the cards, Dale?
I wish I did. I do have like a small amount of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they're in terrible shape, so they wouldn't sell for money.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully, my parents would never, ever give me money. Or fair enough, for like card collecting and stuff. Like, I wasn't necessarily addicted. I just wanted to complete it. But, like, my parents would never, if I told my parents, I'm putting €50 to can you go and get me for my birthday, get me like a €50 PSN card. They'd be like, what game are you buying? I'm like, oh no, I need to buy packs in the game. They'd be like, no, you're not. I'm not giving you that. Tell me what game you want for your birthday.
Yeah.
So like, I always played FIFA Ultimate Team growing up on MyTEAM, but I never had any VC. So I literally would like find, that's how I used to have fun in the game, finding hidden gems. And that's why my YouTube channel started. Because I'm like, I don't spend money in this game. I don't like spending money in the game. I didn't grow up spending money in the game. I just find hidden gems.
All I needed in FIFA back then was just enough coins just to make my silver squad, and that was fun.
Silvers, or get Gabby Agbonlahor and all of those guys.
Oh yeah, the pace demons. You'd be fine.
The thing about it is by the time MyTEAM had came out, you could buy VC around 2K15 to buy packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I
really wanted. It was introduced in like what 2K
13 or 14. Yeah. By the time that you were able to buy VC packs, I really wanted to buy the packs, but what I wanted more was to get a bottle of liquor for the night. So that's where my money was going at that point in time. To be honest, I was about 18 years old, and I'd have to scrounge together a few bucks for the weekend, and there was just no money budgeted for packs.
You're in America. 2 cans of Four Loko, $4. That's you done for the night.
Yeah, that is true, but Four Locos just wasn't my thing. I like the liquor, and I also at least would try and have $15 to get something that at least wouldn't get me made fun of.
Yeah. You're in a country. Are you in a country where they'll make fun of you based on what you drink?
Well, it depends on who you're hanging out with, right? Like, I would say I kind of a little bit. I mean, as long as you don't show up with the 5.0 vodka, which is the stuff that's like the $5 for a fifth, like as long as you don't show up with that, you're pretty good to go as a kid,
In Ireland, it does not matter. You could have Smirnoff. You could have Smirnoff Ice. You could have the cheapest stuff, and it's like, oh, grand.
Yes,
it all leads to the same.
You could show up with the cheapest bottle of vodka, and you could show up with a Grey Goose, and no one would look at you differently. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just the people that my close friends didn't care, but
look at you different for showing up. A bottle of Grey Goose here is they'd just be like,
"What are you doing?
Wasting that money?" Yeah.
Well, unless it's in a case.
You can just go buy like a Smirnoff or something.
Yeah, it tastes the same.
It all tastes the same. Yeah, because you're gonna mix it. You're mixing it with straight up. Like, if you're gonna mix the drink, you buy the cheap shit because
we don't pretend to like straight vodka on the rocks in this country. We all know it tastes terrible. We don't pretend.
See, I fell into the Grey Goose thing. Like that was like my thing when I was about 18 or 19.
In the States, so it was like what, $20?
Yeah, it's about 35 for a bottle, 35 for a fifth of it. But yeah, that was what I drank that a lot when I was about 18 or 19. Whenever I had an excess amount of money, that was my go-to.
Is it Ciroc then? I've definitely seen cheap bottles of Ciroc.
Ciroc and Grey Goose are cheap. They're way cheaper than here.
I don't know how much they are there, but here it's like for a fifth, which is 750 milliliters, it's like 30 to 35 for both of those.
I've seen Ciroc.
They're like the equivalent of 60 here. They're like 57 here.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen Ciroc in Florida for 20.
Yeah, it depends on the state because a lot of it comes down to taxes. Like the sin tax in the state depends a lot more than anything about the actual price. But they have like Costco. Have you guys heard of Costco before? It's like a wholesale. They have like the replica type of like Grey Goose and things like that. It'll like pretty much be the same type of bottle size. Like look to it, taste the same, and it's like half the price. People will like that.
Jacob, I went in the Costco one time. There was a gigantic 2-liter bottle of vodka for like $14.
yeah. It's good too. It's actually, that's the best budget liquor. If you ever need to tactically downgrade your liquor and you're in America DBG, Costco's the place to be.
I mean, I tactically downgrade everything.
Even your cell phone.
My phone is a Realme 6. What the hell is a Realme? I don't know, but it's a phone that's been working fine for a year and a half for me.
In fairness, as I got older, my taste in alcohol, like the price went up. Price definitely went up. But that's because I started drinking more for quality than quantity. Right?
I still have
I'm drinking to get drunk. I'm drinking cheap stuff. Like, there's no doubt about it.
I still have the soft spot for the stuff that is probably considered to be gross by most adults. You know, the liqueurs of the world, the Jaeger types of drinks, and the Fireballs. Like,
hey man, Jaeger's got its time and place.
Smirnoff. Use Smirnoff Ice as a mixer, and then you're gone in like an hour.
Yeah, just make sure you pass out before your pockets can get hurt.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is going up on the DBG channel is hilarious.
I didn't even think about it.
This has just been one of those.
This is going up. Like, we don't even care about 2K at this stage.
That's not even that far into the game. That's the worst part.
Oh, like
if you actually read like the comments on the podcast, like it's so like some people want to hear about 2K, and some people like when you don't talk about 2K. So
DBG's got a whole catalog of 50 videos a week minimum of 2K. So I think if they want to hear DBG chit chat about 2K, they can find their sources. We talk about 2K.
When we have guests on, it's usually strictly 2K.
It depends on who the guest is. We just talked about basketball Splash.
Yeah,
and we
That
can't
was the
forget
best
like
part of that podcast.
we can't forget like with Ty,
Made a wall.
we need to get a question for every guest. I'm still on the if you could pick one 2K YouTuber to fight in a like celebrity quote unquote influencer boxing match, who would it be?
Oh, we should have asked Splash that too.
We should ask Splash.
He's the only one who would have.
We'll have Splash back on though. We can ask him next time.
People don't like. People are so scared of controversy. Like, how hard is it to say, Henry the Blasian, if there's an opportunity, I will put you on the canvas? How hard is it to say that?
I mean, TTO tournament might be a good spot to do that as well. We definitely had some threats of some slaps.
Please, Jacob, please get me into that. Please let me co-host. Please let me co-host that. Get me in the Discord with you. You can stream it again. I will upload it onto YouTube, cut out all the stuff that probably will need to be cut out, and then that could be great fun.
Oh, 100%. We'll do it again soon, man. It was actually really good. Like I just muted myself every time when the games would start, you know, wish them luck, mute myself, and then just let them go at it. It was pretty great.
But yeah, it's probably time we start wrapping this up because I am just exhausted. I don't know how much longer I can sit here.
Hold on, Dale. We have another hour to talk about every new card and if they're worth it or not. So bear yourself.
Dale, you will know whether those cards are worth it or not when you're grinding my XP tomorrow. I need to actually record a video to send you. But yeah, when you're grinding my XP using those cards.
I'll go ahead and find someone to raid here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hit end on record.
All right.